fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer.
Mmm.
Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Experience an electric vehicle firsthand at LES's EV Ride and Drive, September 28th at the LES Operations Center. Registration is open now, but spots are limited. Visit les.com/drive to reserve your drive.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Hey parents, are you planning a game day trip to downtown Lincoln? If so, sign your kids up for Game Day Playdates at the Lincoln Children's Museum. Game Day Playdates provide football-themed games and crafts, museum exhibits, and a mid-game snack to keep your pint-sized player fueled for fun. Registration is now open for Husker football home games. Sign your young player up for Game Day Playdates today with the Lincoln Children's Museum by visiting their website, lincolnchildrensmuseum.org. Give your child their own game day experience while you enjoy yours at Memorial Stadium today.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking top models from Can-Am, Kawasaki, Honda, Polaris, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Indian Motorcycle, Sea-Doo, and Triton trailers. Score big on our massive selection of Can-Am side-by-sides with rebates up to $3,000 on select in-stock models. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for football season.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SartorHeyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, welcome to this terrific Tuesday. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. I shaved my head. I did not have any cuts. No nicks on the back of it, Nicholas. It feels good to be freshly shaven on the bald dome. The 8 ball is shining.
Well, how often do you have to shave your head?
If I shave it about every other day, give or take, if I get lazy.
Okay.
Because in the mornings, I'm just wearing a hat.
Every other day.
About every other day. It's just part of that ritual. About every other day. Sometimes 3 days, 2 days a week. But if
so what I'm getting is you don't have a schedule.
Nah, not really.
Okay.
If it's just getting kind of prickly up there, I'll shave it. But fresh cut, morning walk was beautiful. The birds were singing.
If you allowed your hair to grow for 2 weeks, what would it look like?
You ever seen a cul-de-sac?
Yes. Used to live on one.
You would see a cul-de-sac. I would look like a darker skinned George Jefferson from the Jeffersons. Yeah, what you talking about, Weezy? That's what it would look like. I'd have one of those going on. Swim, I got something I want to talk to you about, man.
Okay, what's up?
Something I'm going to talk to all of you about this morning. There was a murder last night.
There was.
On Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an absolute throttling. I did not finish watching the game. I said, enough's enough. It was already past my bedtime. I had seen enough. We're going to talk about that, Nick. Let me ask you this just real quick before we go deeper into it at 9:30. Were you shocked they got beat that bad? DPZ doing a step across the sidewalk, O Street, Nebraska, bag, bald head as well. Go ahead.
I was shocked that they got beat in the fashion that they did. I'm not surprised TCU won.
No,
but I'm surprised that it was 48-14.
Yeah,
I mean, even the broadcast started putting Kirk Herbstreit's dog on the headset towards the end of the game. I mean, they ran out of things to talk about.
You know what it's that?
And also, I'll say this. Kirk could come out and talk about the hot mic and say he was talking to his spotter before the game, before they came back from commercial and all this, trying to say, oh, he wasn't talking about any team.
Own it.
Just
say this was bad.
You were talking about North Carolina.
Just say this was a bad night.
If you missed it, there was a hot mic situation where Kirk Herbstreit's trying to tell people that he said you're bad, but it is clear as day that he says they're bad.
They're bad.
And goes, oh. And then moments later, Reese Davis is like, welcome back, fourth quarter.
It was pretty obvious.
It was bad.
One of those you just simply say, yeah, folks, it was a bad night for Chapel Hill. Great night for TCU and the Horned Frogs. So it is what it is. Just own it. So we're going to discuss a lot of college football today. The rundown, 9:30, discuss the probable top 25 that'll come out tomorrow on that. ESPN had a very interesting one over the weekend of what it could potentially look like. I was like, nah, I don't think so. 10 o'clock, we had sound bites from Coach Rule. Yesterday, if you're with Sip, Coach, and Jake, they had those. We're going to play those as well, give our take on Matt Rule's take. New depth chart came out, and it seems like a particular part of an offensive line is not quite settled yet. There's a lot of oars, a lot of oars on there. I ain't talking about the time for a rowboat either.
Not as many as there were the previous week,
right?
Especially at a couple of the positions. There was a lot of interesting things said from Matt Rule's press conference yesterday regarding running backs, especially. And I'm excited. I'm glad that we get to hear from Dana Holgorsen today because there's some clarity that needs to be had across the entire offense, not necessarily because it didn't work out or wasn't successful, but there is some curiosities as to why Dana Holgorsen chose to lean on some guys more than others.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to hear that. A lot of good takes on there that he addressed. So we'll definitely discuss that as well. Swim also, man, at 10:30, we'll discuss some more college sports, a little bit more about the Zips that are coming in on Saturday evening, 6:30 game time. Nick,
yep.
I kind of want a 2 o'clock or 11 o'clock game. These are getting.
I would love an 11 a.m. game. Oh, it's not past the bedtime. It's the fact that Nebraska's playing somebody that you feel like hopefully the game is not anywhere close to a tight margin, and just I think everybody would agree that play this at 11 a.m. You hopefully get a Nebraska victory. You don't have to stay up late to listen to post-game shows right here on the ticket, by the way. And you don't have to stay up late to listen to post-game shows. And then guess what? You get to enjoy the rest of your evening with Nebraska football 2-0.
It's going to be a fun-filled weekend. And the top 10 took a beatdown. I think 3 or 4 of the top 10 teams lost over this past weekend as well. Nick, on the text line right here, Deb, our good friend Deb from Beatrice, she goes, "Good morning, gentlemen. Was awesome meeting Nick and Jake. Had a great time. Thank you so much."
Awesome. Yeah, great to meet you, Deb.
There at the Blur party.
There it is.
There at the Blur tailgate. Deb, thank you so much. Glad you made it back
that
safe.
setup was so cool.
Tell me about it.
I'll say it again. That setup with Kauffman Stadium and having the empty baseball stadium in the background, you just don't get that very often.
Nostalgia.
Oh yeah.
Nostalgia.
Not even nostalgia. It was just pretty. Just because think about it, when you go to a Major League Baseball stadium or any professional venue for that matter, you don't necessarily get to see it when it's 100% empty. And it was 100% empty when we got there at 2:00 on Thursday. And I mean, Matt Rule said yesterday he would not be opposed to playing another game at Arrowhead. I think Kansas City would also agree that they're not opposed to Nebraska playing another game at Arrowhead.
You didn't like the word nostalgic, making you think back to times you've been at the Kauffman Stadium in times past? And
because I'd never been in there when it was 100% empty.
Oh, okay.
When it was 100% empty.
But you've been there.
Oh, many times.
See, I've only driven by it. Never been inside before.
Yeah, well, fans better soak it up because it appears, I mean, they're probably going to rebuild it. They're going to probably tear it down at some point, build themselves a downtown ballpark and see what happens. They're the whole, I mean, I was talking to a couple buddies that work in the media down there and cover the Royals and cover the Chiefs and things like that. And they were talking about just the whole dispute between the Missouri side and Kansas side and Jackson County. And there's the legislative conversations, and there's just so much just junk that is keeping them from being able to figure out a solution. They want to move the stadium. They want to relocate the Royals probably to the Kansas side more than likely. And just because there's more civilization, you're around Arrowhead and Kauffman, there's just not a whole lot around it and stuff. They did a really bad job of trying to build some bars and restaurants around Kauffman and Arrowhead Stadium. And so now, it's like a 25-minute drive from the Power and Light District. Well, that's like the pride and joy of Kansas City for younger crowds. So if you're building a downtown ballpark, you have the Crown Plaza down there, you have the Crown Shopping Center, you have obviously the Power and Light District. It would just drive so much more traffic in and around the economy for Kansas City. But instead, now you have it over there where there's one hotel and a Taco Bell.
That's it.
And there's a gas station. I think they built a Casey's or something like
that. Nick, back in the day before you were around, you might have been real little. There's a place called Westport that used to be the place that was off and jumping. There was a jazz place there called Jardines that was just off the chains, man. Off the chains. Westport kind of died out after them building the Power and Light District. But like you're saying, it's going to be interesting to see what takes place there over the next number of years.
Yeah, they got to make a decision. They got to make a decision at what they're going to do with this ballpark. And what it doesn't sound like it's out of the realm of possibility that they just tear them both down. Now, what we've heard mostly is the fact that it's just basically Kauffman Stadium. But if the Kansas side, the Kansas state line says, well, we want both, then for economy purposes, it's a very confusing conversation because you have those two stadiums on the Missouri side where a lot of the industrial advances are now on the Kansas side.
There's a lot of legislation, a lot of red tape, a lot of politics that'll get involved, and where dude, I always get confused if I'm in Kansas or Missouri every time I'm down there, man.
I agree,
the whole time. Right here, downtown Scott, good morning. He goes, thank you, Nick. This guy Kirk's getting so defensive. He was getting pretty defensive if you're just joining us.
He was. Now everybody tweeted it out. All these accounts are tweeting it out. So I'm sure that there's a part of him where he's like, I want to set the record straight for everybody.
Didn't he delete that text though?
He did, and then he put in a new one. I listened to it this morning. I still don't hear him say you're bad.
No,
I hear him say they're bad. Ugh, that is verbatim.
Just
what Kirk Herbstreit says.
The more you
we've all been there. Yeah. We've all called games that they're blowouts, and you're just like, man, this team is not up to par.
Yeah, the more he tries to backpedal, the worse it is. It's like, dude, we heard what we heard. I mean, you're trying to tell us we didn't hear what we heard. We heard it. We all heard it. Just simply say, yeah, folks, you know what? It was a hot mic, and I was talking to my colleagues, which I thought was in confidence. It was a bad game.
You want to hear? Okay, so I'm going to do exactly what you sometimes do.
I like,
and I get mad about it. I get mad at you, so I'm going to acknowledge this.
I don't know why you even get mad about it.
But here, because the audio is not that great.
Oh, okay.
But let's go ahead and here is what Kirk Herbstreit had to say.
They're bad. They're bad.
They're bad.
They're bad. I mean, Nick, even on that, it was perfect clear. They're bad. I did not hear my bad,
and this
your
was,
bad.
This was in the midst of when it was 41-7, I think.
Yeah.
Or it was 41-14. Sorry, start of the fourth quarter. 41-14. TCU is up on North Carolina. I think, we'll get into this a little bit more at 9:30. I mean, we talked so much about buyouts. We got to remember, yes, it's one game. I get that. But we got to remember, Bill Belichick's contract is very, very easy to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
Very easy to get out of. Like, it's a $1 million buyout.
Mm-hmm.
Those are conversations now. If it consistently and continues to not look good, that we'll have to have.
Yeah, we'll get in that contract buyout too, because compared to anybody else, the rest of these guys, talking about a DeBoer down there,
exactly.
Which we'll talk about that as well. There was a guy on there literally in tears when he called into their show and read a poem.
There's a poem.
Read a poem.
I think
think Coach Solich ever got a poem? You think Callahan?
Yeah.
Riley?
I doubt it.
Frost?
I doubt it. Here's the problem is that North Carolina did look really, really bad. The most disrespectful graphic that I think you can ever put up is the time and how long it's been since the last completion for a quarterback. And it was like 2 hours and 7 minutes since Gio Lopez had a completion.
Yeah.
It was like they threw up the little graphic on the side of the scoreboard where it was like 8:12 Eastern time was the last time that Gio Lopez had a completion.
You could have drove to Roanoke.
It was bad.
Virginia almost by the time he completed a pass.
Yeah, and here's the other thing about Herb Street. Hey, nobody's disagreeing with you.
Yeah,
if you come out and like, hey, look, yeah, you know what? I got caught in a hot mic. That's my bad. I need to be more attentive. We'd all be there and be like, you know what, Kirk? You said exactly what we were all thinking.
Yeah. I would have been like, bravo. You ain't lying, brother.
Yeah.
Because
I wouldn't have thought it was a hot mic.
Nick, okay, you've called some blowouts before.
Bad.
How tough is it to try to even keep your interests, let alone the folks that are listening's interest when it's that bad?
I mean, it's tough. I've never openly cheered for running clocks, right? Like I've never openly, and in college and professionally, you don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
In college, I think you can request it if you get to a spot to a certain extent. Both sides have to agree to it.
Mm-hmm.
But in high school, it's 40 points. If a team is up by 40, then it's a running clock. I mean, there's some. It's such a tough conversation because in high school you're trying to develop guys,
mm-hmm.
and you're like, well, even if you're down by 35, you still want to try to play football the right way. And sometimes there's just such a dramatic difference in skill set and talent that it's just not realistic. So I think that ultimately that's where the prep comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
Where the prep comes into play, because you got to be able to have talking points.
Backstories.
Yeah, you got to be able to talk about how many guys Southeast signed to Nebraska last year or in the last 5. Like, you got to have those types of things just to where, in case you get to a spot to where you have nothing to talk about, or you certainly don't want to talk about the game, then you can kind of go back to some of those things.
Kind of like you're having a conversation and there just happens to be a game going on during the conversation when it gets that bad. Aaron said, bad means good. Ask Michael Jackson.
I guess so.
The movie Glory Road, about the Texas State National Championship
Mm-hmm.
team back in the 60s, where he was trying to explain to the white dude, no, bad means good.
Exactly.
But no, last night was exactly what the word means in the definition in the Webster's. It was bad. It was a bad game.
Yeah, it was kind of surprised to see it because they came out with
that first drive
so much juice.
Was sweet.
Yeah, like they came out with so much juice. And that's where it was interesting because I sat there and I thought to myself, okay, this is where the difference between North Carolina and Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we can get to that in a little bit in the next segment. But the difference between North Carolina and the difference between Florida State, I said it yesterday with you that I felt like Florida State came out, played with intensity because of the crowd to start, got halfway through the second quarter and was like, wait a minute, we belong here. We're a good team. We're a good program. North Carolina, on the other hand, they came out, fed off the crowd, and then just was not a very good football team.
Never recovered. Folks, kind of just around the world in college football, Florida State freshman linebacker Ethan Pritchard is in critical but stable condition after he was actually shot in a car that he was sitting in Sunday night Havana from Tallahassee. My sister lives in Tallahassee. One of my sisters does, and it's only about 20 miles outside of town, give or take. So it wasn't like he was, down in Miami. No, he was just back in his neighborhood and was sitting in a vehicle and was caught in some crossfire. But he is in critical but stable condition. So our thoughts and prayers go to that young man as a freshman linebacker there at Florida State. Michigan's linebacker, his targeting suspension was upheld. Linebacker Tashawn Barham, he'll miss the first half against the Sooners. His targeting ejection for the second half, Michigan's week 1 over New Mexico, which I thought was a crock. I don't know if you've seen that, folks. If you get a chance, just pull that up. Jashawn Barham ejection or targeting. I tell you what, I don't even know how to call this anymore. With the targeting, Nick, it has been. I mean, we're starting off already with just some craziness. It was sad to see him upheld that because it looked like a clean football play, but it is what it is. Ryan Williams, the sophomore sensation out of Alabama, he is in concussion protocol. I would basically sit this guy just to be safe. They're playing Louisiana Monroe. Yeah, but as bad as what we're hearing things down there, Nick. And think about this. I always get this was on Twitter yesterday. Actually, it may have been Sunday. Anyway, the day that it was on, it says, there's always this, I've heard this from a high up booster, a high up person, that, the Alabama players have people coming in and out of their team hotel at 1 or 2 in the morning. They're having Uber Eats delivered at 1. I always look at that with a grain of salt. I've heard from a higher up. Sometimes, if me and you both know, we had a particular person in our state that likes to do things like that for clickbait to get likes and clicks or whatever. Who knows that's true or not? The way they played, they may have had some company until 1 or 2 in the morning because they came out like they were running in cement compared to Florida State.
Well, I also thought it was interesting yesterday. One thing Matt Rule said was about younger guys and learning how they need to act when they travel and other things like that. So there was a couple of interesting things. AD, away from football, we have some breaking news that happened. And this is more so for the preps landscape as we round out this segment. So there's a young man who's a basketball recruit for Kearney High School. His name's Jacob Weber. Okay. 4-star prospect. He's rated the 31st best player in the entire country out of Kearney. He transferred 2 years ago, I want to say, after his freshman season, transferred to Kearney from Arizona. He was playing at a prep school in Arizona. Came up here, played for Drake Baranek, the former Husker who coaches at Kearney. He's made his commitment today. He is committed to the Purdue Boilermakers.
Wow.
Kearney Bearcat guard Jacob Weber, Purdue's highest-ranked high school recruit since 2015. He commits to Purdue, the Boilermakers, and Matt Painter. He had offers from Kentucky. He had offers from every single school imaginable, Tennessee as well. He visited Arizona State, visited Cincinnati, Nebraska, had some conversations obviously with him as well. But just about 20 minutes ago or so made his commitment known that he's going to go play for Matt Painter and the Purdue Boilermakers, one of the best shooters in the recruiting class in 2026. So 2026 guard Jacob Weber from Kearney High School, 6'6", commits to the Purdue Boilermakers just about 20 minutes ago or so.
For now,
afraid to go see him anyway.
Yeah, right.
Nothing's in this day and age. Nothing's done until the ink dries.
That is true until you show up on campus, and then maybe it's not even that. Also, before we get to break, I want to tell you about a cool event that the Lincoln Children's Museum is doing. If you're planning a trip to Memorial Stadium for a Husker game, football games can obviously be a lot of fun for the family. But for sometimes younger children can't sit through the whole game. So what should you do? The Lincoln Children's Museum offers game day play dates. While the parents enjoy the game inside the stadium, their kids get their own game day experience from our friends at the Lincoln Children's Museum. Drop-off is 90 minutes before the game. 60 minutes after the game is when you pick up your child. And while you're cheering on the Huskers, the kids can enjoy fun activities involving science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, all centered around the theme of football and just getting them active. It's affordable, convenient, and most importantly, just steps away from Memorial Stadium. If you're interested, here's the kicker. You must register your child prior to game day. And you go online, lincolnchildrensmuseum.org. So once again, If you're looking for a place, you want to just enjoy some adult time while you go to the Husker football game over the weekend, kids 5 to 12 in age can go to the Lincoln Children's Museum. Game day play dates are the name of them. You can see more about the programs online at lincolnchildrensmuseum.org. They'll take care of it. They'll get some fun interactive activities, the exhibits. We know how cool the Lincoln Children's Museum is as a whole, and they'll be able to take care of your child while you are cheering on the Huskers at Memorial Stadium.
Man, I used to have so much fun taking my kids to the Children's Museum. And I can't imagine much has changed since the last time I've been there, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot of good things. And what a great concept by them.
100%.
During the Husker game, to where they can have their kids there doing some constructive things and playing. Just being kids, man. Just being kids. Nick, you know what? This is a side. We'll talk about it later. But, man, I miss the days when kids were just kids. No iPads, no remote controls, no cell phones, just playing sticks. Literally, we would go outside and just play sticks, or we'd set up bricks on an old board, and we jump it with our bikes.
Are we less creative nowadays?
I don't know. I would say so a little bit. We'll talk about that. I miss those days, man. I haven't seen a kid jump on a ramp in I don't know how many years, man. I don't know if they know how to build a ramp. We just get bricks. If you know what I'm talking about.
It's a little dangerous nowadays.
Oh, come on. See, that's the problem right there,
Oh,
Nick.
sorry that I don't want to break a kneecap.
No. I mean, we're going to dive into this more, Nick.
Now, granted, I was one of them. I played outside every day. Outside every day.
Let us know if you miss the days to where literally you greeted death on the footsteps every day you went outside.
Saying.
But
maybe we've gotten smarter.
No, I think we've gotten soft.
Okay.
I think we've gotten very soft. I mean, to know how it feels to get, to fall off a slide at Pinzer Park that was, 15 feet in the air.
The playground stuff, yeah, for sure.
You break a leg, throw some dirt on it, spray some Windex on your knee, you keep playing.
Okay. That's fine. But to willingly build a ramp and say, you know what, there's about an 85% chance that this fails.
Oh, sometimes the board would snap.
That's what I'm saying.
And then the cajones.
Yeah.
But you lay around a little while. Is Aaron all right? I'll just throw some dirt on him. He'll be all right.
Yeah,
get back and play again. Now, you might have been peeing blood for a month and a half, but other than that, you're good.
You don't want that.
Folks, the probable top 25 in college football comes out tomorrow. Nick will give our take. Want to get your take? And let us know on the text line, 402-464-5685. Do you miss the day of living dangerously as a kid? We'll be back.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
From the capital to castles, starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of Teammates Mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Fuhrer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Fuhrer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zip line gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Setting up bricks. Taking them licks on a playground, man. Just get hit in the jaw, get hit in the stomach. You know, it's like, man, did you
see? I think we hung out with different people.
Yeah, man, Nick. Sometimes, man, Nick. We would play tackle the man with the ball. I can't call it what we used to call it.
Yes. You don't say it.
Tackle the man with the ball, kill the man. You know, if you went outside at recess at a school today, what are you guys gonna do? We're gonna play kill the man. You would probably have the authorities called on.
Now here's the deal. No. I don't know about that one. I remember. We would play one-on-one tackle football outside in the grass, and I mean it would be grass stains and dirt galore. Mm-hmm. Like that's not what I'm saying at all. You just live a life, like live your life. But the whole ramp thing where you were like, yeah, you know, we set this up willingly knowing that that the board was going to split in half.
No, we didn't know, but we knew there was a probability that was somewhat high at times. You know, Aaron says we used to play outside with neighborhood kids, make bike ramps, ride all over, do pickup baseball games, climb trees, walk to the pool, play basketball, no TV telling us how to think or act. Went home before the sun went down. Her mom would be yelling our first, middle, last name out the screen door. Absolutely.
Wait, hold on. Eric asked a good question. AD, are you saying that Nick is soft?
I'll let Nick be the judge of that. I'll just say, Nick, you would have a hard time growing up the way I did.
Oh, come
You would have
on.
a hard time growing up the way I did.
That
man.
is well, now because my bones are old and frail.
Dude,
but
I have shoes older than you that I still wear. Literally.
How about longevity? Things were made better back then.
Unknown texter 7446. I hear you, AD. We had tires we would put under a piece of plywood for. Yes, it was cushioned for a ramp. No helmets or pads, just as many tires we could take. 3 was used for the most. Rick from Longmont. Rick, those were the days, man. Those were the days. Keith Tenney. You mean I was supposed to stop living dangerously? KT, I know you still live dangerously, but you live fun. You have a blast, man. Those were the good days. And we would play. I went on my story last week. I drove by my parents' old house.
Okay.
For the first time in like a long time, put it that way. And we would literally, Nick, we would call somewhat touched football in the street.
Okay.
Sometimes you wouldn't see the car when the quarterback threw the ball. Boom, boom. You know, you take a shot to the rib cage.
Hospital ball.
Yeah, hospital ball. We call them rib shots, and
that's what I call. I anytime on a football game, if we're watching on TV and there's like a slant coming across the middle, or some quarterback puts their wide receiver in a real bad spot, hospital ball.
Hospital ball. Unknown texture 5162. I agree. Kill the man is not what it was called. It was a phrase we definitely shouldn't be saying, but didn't know what it meant back then. Yeah.
How about this? This is the stuff I can get behind. Fricky and Lincoln. Me and my neighborhood friends would jump out of our hay loft in the barn into hay. It was the best ever. 100%. Do that.
You ever got clotheslined in the street before, Nick?
I've never played. Okay, so this is David. David. I can't believe I feel less for not playing tackle football in the street.
Kind of soft, Nick.
Kind of soft. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, yes. Unknown texter 9651. No, I didn't have a Stingray bike, but he goes Stingray bike, plywood and cement blocks, jump away. Yes. Oh.
I never got into the whole like bikes thing.
See, my brother Mark and my late brother Miles, my cousin Paul, and those guys, there was a dude down the street. I forget. I think it was White's. I think his name was White or something like that. But he had all these bikes. Yeah. And my brother Mark and those guys would build bikes, man. Those guys were like, that generation, those guys that are in that 55, I would say even 50, that Gen X, late,
yeah,
they fixed everything. I mean, so a bike, they would fix that bike up. They could oil it. They could take the chain off, re-chain the daggone bike.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, if a sprocket, that's where my expertise wore out. My brother Mark and those guys, they could put the sprocket back in that joker and get it running again.
That's where, like, my buddies and I, we just never, first off, we didn't live close enough to where we could just ride bikes.
What about a mini bike? Do you ever have any mini bikes in your neighborhood?
Nope.
We had some straight illegal mini bikes in our neighborhood, I know. Not even close to being taxed,
awesome.
Not even close to being licensed. And I remember I got on one. I still have the scar on the back of my leg.
Oh, yeah?
I wasn't supposed to be on this mini bike. And the Raymond Nix, God rest his soul, passed away. But he had a mini bike. And he lived in an apartment duplex just a house away from me. And the exhaust pipe burned my back of my leg.
Yeah.
I was in so much pain. I was more afraid of my parents than the pain that I was enduring. So I didn't say a word, man. Yeah. I still have that scar. You can tell it's the exhaust pipe goes all the way across the back of my leg where it burned me at, man.
That's wild.
Anybody had a mini bike? Let us know growing up, man. Had a mini bike.
Yeah. No, that's just we just never got into the time where it was like, all right, here I'm just gonna ride my bike to your house. Like we had bikes, but we never it was never like what in the fashion that you were talking about. We never got together at the local park and was like, hey, let's go ahead and build a ramp.
Oh, dude, Nick, those were better.
But we
times.
did a lot of other stuff. I feel like I'm getting targeted here.
Would you play Pokemon?
Certainly not. Seriously, no, I did not. I've never owned a single Pokemon card.
In Pokemon?
No, never.
You know, another game we would play? We would set up bottles in the alleys.
Okay.
And throw rocks at them to see who could bust the most bottles or hit the most cans.
See, we didn't do that either.
You didn't have any alleys in your neighborhood, though.
There was no alleys in my neighborhood.
You were in the burbs. Nick was like, what is an alley?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the bowling alley, AD?
Yeah. No. I was just talking to a couple buddies the other day that there was whatever age guys are at, and I'm sure there's an equivalent for girls out there, but whatever age guys are at, like, go out to the street and just throw a football. Like, we could do that forever.
Yeah.
Like, we were when we're in Canada for vacation, like, we were sitting on the pool floaties and just chucking a football.
Just playing
ball.
ball.
We were in a triangle and we were just throwing it. It was just, and we did that for about 2 hours and we never got tired of it. That's one thing guys can do is just like, just toss a ball around, whether it's a baseball, football, whatever it is, shoot hoops. We can do that for hours.
The basketball, Nick, we would play at the Shield, the Salvation Army Community Center. But when that wasn't open, we had my dad, we had where our old garage was, it was just a cement slab. And there was a tree right behind it. We nailed our hoop up on the tree.
Really?
The scar on my eye, where my left eye,
yeah,
it comes from that. I got dunked on several times, and we would just nail the back up. But the way that the pad was set up, though, it was higher than the ground, so you got real good at fadeaway jumpers.
Yeah.
Rodney Bradley, Northeast superstar back in the days. A lot of folks out there text line remember Rodney Bradley.
Yeah.
Nate Johnson, Big Nate, Chandler Stocks, Sean Smith that played running back at Lincoln High was a beast. Him and Calvin Jones went back and forth at leading the state. Eric Stokes came from, he lived out in East, the Spartans. His parents had great jobs. So he would come and come to the hood and get roughed up in the hood a little bit, take it back to East and let them know how you play ball in the hood. But those are some great days, man. Better times.
Hizzlebear says, I tossed the pigskin in the street this weekend. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I love it.
If there was, honestly, this is something I would consider. If somebody came to the station with a ball and a glove, I would stand on 11th Street and we would play long toss for an hour. We could play long toss with a baseball for an hour.
Just love it.
Yeah. We don't have to talk.
That's the thing about guys. We don't have to talk. We just there.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as where on road trips and stuff. Not even road trips. My buddies and I will be sitting in downstairs and we'll be like, all right, let's start doing the name game. So we'll start going through athletes that we forget about. David DeJesus, Coco Chris.
Oh, that's cool, game.
Right? And we basically just go athlete to athlete, and I'm sure a lot of people play a version of this game. But what we do is basically, like, if it was Aaron Davis, the next guy's first name has to start with a D because your last name starts with D.
On that.
So you got to go quick. And so there's been a couple
Sounds like a drinking game to you guys were doing.
There's been a couple of variations.
You guys were alcoholics at 9.
Wine coolers? No, I'm kidding. No, there's been.
You guys were drinking Zimas. Nick, you have never heard of a Zima, have you?
Never heard of the Zima.
You're not missing nothing.
But yeah, we're sitting there going, we could do this for 4 hours and never have to worry about it. And dudes are simple.
David, yes, you remember Nate Johnson, man. He played T-ball together. Nate was 6'6". He was a big dude as well. Unknown Texter 0920. I graduated with Nate Johnson, best dude ever. Played at Northeast with both. I have some great stories about Nate. One of the best guys I'd ever known. He really is. Unknown Texter 0920. Big Nate lives, I think he's in Atlanta now or Carolina. We keep in touch via social media.
Nice.
Nate is still cooler than the other side of the pillow. Folks, when we come back, we could talk about Zima, Jolly Rancher, Crowbait says, plus a Jolly Rancher. Those things were absolutely terrible, but they sold well.
I have no idea what they are. Is it a beverage?
Yeah, it was basically like that times.
Is it just
seltzer?
Straight
if you would.
Vodka?
No, it was like a carbonated seltzer. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
We can just look this up.
Yeah, they discontinued them for a good reason.
Zima alcohol. Oh, it looks bad. Zima is a clear, moderately carbonated malt beverage with a citrus flavor. Introduced in 1993 from Coors Brewing Company, it was marketed as a beer alternative.
Dave said 1980s White Claw.
Oh, gosh. Though less sweet than a wine cooler, Zima's resemblance to water made it easy for teenagers to conceal from parents. What a world.
Simpler times.
Simpler times.
Folks, we'll talk some history because I think this top 25 will be history, so we'll discuss it when we come back. Top of the hour 10, we got Matt Rule with some interesting quotes from yesterday's presser. It's The Drive.
Big
box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O, sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's. I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries with Texas toast. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. I was telling Nick I was on my walk this morning, and you like have a sick problem with golf when you're looking down at the grass, and then I looked up at the house, I don't know, 8 houses down, I can't say 8, I don't know, 8 houses. I'm like, is that a pitching wedge shot from here? I'm missing the game, man. But I got my appointment, my follow-up at 11:30 today, so I'll leave the show, get to my follow-up at appointment 11:30 for the back. See what he says, whether I'll be doing some PT. I'm sure there'll be some PT. Some physical therapy involved.
Maybe you can just get a couple of putting strokes in.
Yeah, I'm scared to do anything that I'm not supposed to do, and that's a good thing.
Well, ask him.
I'm definitely going to ask him.
Hey, can we? Can I go to the putting green?
Yeah, I can putt in my basement though.
Okay, sorry.
I can putt down there.
How dare I have an inventive idea?
Going to the course to
get
putt
out of the house.
That'd be too hard.
It just teases you.
Exactly.
It just teases you.
That would.
You're out there. And all you can do is putt.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. No way.
Nah, one swing won't hurt. I learned my lesson back when I had my kidney surgery. Because I was told not to lift anything for like months and months, and told not to do physical activity. And I was probably a month and a half or 2 months after my kidney surgery, my freshman year of college, and I went bowling. And I tell you what, now this was before the Sun Valley Lanes renovation, so I'm okay saying this. But man, I was like, I gotta go bathroom, whatever. It was straight blood. It was. And I thought to myself, Nick, you overdid it. You got to stop.
Yep.
And so I stopped, and I never did it again. And I haven't bowled since. But I was just like,
Nick,
I learned my lesson. So now I'm very.
That stuff is dangerous.
Yeah,
man.
I learned my lesson of like, okay, you know what? Just because I feel really good doesn't mean that the inside part of my body's already be good.
Because it takes longer to heal, man. Think about it, Nick. The surgery you had, that was a deep surgery. You know what I'm saying?
It was.
It takes time for those.
I still got the 7 scars across my stomach.
Yes, so I have my clubs in the back of my truck.
Yeah.
And on Friday, I was getting them out because I always took it. And big shout out to Kendall, man, and our teammates, A1 Auto, Kendall Warnock, Kirk Sharp, those guys, man, at A1. I had some issues with my truck. Got it taken there Friday. They had a guy that said, I'll come in on the weekend and fix it.
No issues, no more.
No more issues. So big shout out to Kendall Warnock and Kurt and the whole team at A1. Love you guys. Appreciate you. But I wanted to get my clubs out before they went for the weekend. And just to get them out because I'm not going to use them. I was like, I know that bag is more than 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So my neighbor, Eric Fuentes, my buddy, my Kansas City Chiefs neighbor, I love Eric like crazy. It's my big bro. He grabbed my clubs for me and put them out on the side because I didn't want to take that chance, Nick. And I'm not, and it's hard for me to bend a certain way. You're supposed to bend like you're squatting rather than reaching over.
Sure.
So a lot of those things you got to do.
And you feel so good, and you whether it's just natural instinct to do something.
Instinct.
And or you just like, I feel really good. I feel good enough that doing it this one time won't hurt me. Well, then if you do it the one time and it doesn't hurt you and you feel good, then you're going to be like, okay, I can push the limits a little bit more.
And
we all know
you're in
how we
trouble.
are.
Absolutely. And we keep pushing the envelope. And before you know it, man, it's like, how did I get back in this situation again?
Hazelbear asks, was AD fat shaming you, Nick? Deep surgery?
No, not at all.
Trust me, as a freshman, I wasn't fat. That was before the freshman 37.
Well, a quick rundown, because these is going to be the last week was probable, if I can get it out, probable top 25 is gone. But so far tomorrow, they're looking like Ohio State is going to be number 1. They were previously number 3. Penn State will most likely stay at number 2. LSU will jump up to number 3. Most likely they were number 9 previously. Texas drops 4 to number 4. Georgia stays the same at 5. Miami was previously 10th. They're now 6 after beating Notre Dame. Oregon remains at 7. Notre Dame drops from 6 to 8. Clemson drops from 4 to 9. Arizona State drops up 1 spot, comes up 1 spot to number 10. And I'll do the first 15. We'll do the rest later. Illinois goes 1 spot to number 11. South Carolina, which they looked very impressive. They jumped 1 spot to 12. Michigan claimed 1 spot up at 13. Of course, they got Oklahoma this week, and that is going to be a huge game. Florida rises 1 spot to 14. SMU, they're sniffing around again, man. They go to 15. And Oklahoma was previously 18. They're 16. Of course, a lot's going to be said about that. And Florida State was not rated. They are 17 in the country right now.
Now there's a couple of things here I will say before we get to break. Is
we can talk about the side too.
Yeah, with Florida State, how do they handle this? Right?
That's a great
how
point.
do they handle this excitement and energy that's around Tallahassee?
Mm-hmm.
The other one I was going to say. It was the team that you mentioned before, Florida State, at 16. Oklahoma. They have themselves. That is the most, for me, that is the most interesting quarterback battle this weekend. Bryce Underwood with Michigan going up against the Washington State transfer and John Mateer at Oklahoma. John Mateer is a quarterback that not many people nationally are talking about. You hear nationally, obviously, Arch Manning, obviously, Julian Sayin, Lenora Sellers at South Carolina, Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier. You hear those names. We forget Oklahoma under Brent Venables this offseason went out and got Washington State's quarterback in John Mateer. But then they also brought in Washington State's offensive coordinator, Ben Arbuckle. That is the situation with Oklahoma. And I know on this station, nobody wants to hear, in terms of listeners, nobody wants to hear about how Oklahoma did something positive. I get that. But that is a quarterback just matchup this weekend to really watch. Is John Mateer going up against Bryce Underwood. That it might be the best quarterback matchup of the weekend.
It's going to be a heck of a weekend of games again. Folks, when we come back, we're going to dive some more in college football. Also, Matt Rule's sound bites from yesterday presser. It's The Drive, 937 Ticket.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's. I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries with Texas toast. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day with light winds and a high near 76. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, low around 60. And tomorrow, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly sunny and breezy with a high near 74. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and up.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostreiter. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back on this tremendous Tuesday. And, of course, this segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. You can help protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Nick, hopping back into the rest of the top 25, which is most probable tomorrow, is we mentioned the Florida State at 17, previously was not ranked. They got a very easy game, should be at least. They play East Texas A&M Then they have Kent State, and then Virginia, Miami, Pitt, possibly a break for Stanford. They should beat Stanford. But again, that 3-game gauntlet, Virginia, Miami, and Pitt, October is going to be a month for them for sure. So it'll be interesting to see if they're who they played like they are, which we've seen what they're capable of doing.
Yeah.
Or here's the other part, Nick, is Alabama just not the Alabama of old? Was that a one game off? Was it a game off, or was that just who they are?
Yeah, there's been so much talk about Alabama and everything, and I'm trying to stay consistent in my approach to analyzing week 1 of the season, of that, keeping it what it is. It is week 1 of the season, right? There's so much football to be played, and I say it the same way we talk about Nebraska and the same way we talk about Alabama. Is, guess what? All right, if Nebraska goes on to lose the rest of their games, we're not talking about the one win against Cincinnati, right?
No.
In the same way, if Alabama goes on and takes care of business, and if on the off chance they win the rest of their games, we're not going to be worried about this first game to Florida State, right? So these are the
short
outliers,
memories
right?
When you win.
Short memories, get back to work, and here's the deal. Like Notre Dame showed us last year. And Notre Dame's was an interesting one because they don't have a conference affiliation. You can have a really bad loss and still get in. Alabama has Alabama not only has the name recognition, but they have the conference affiliation, and they're going to have the strength of schedule needed as well to have some sort of a case. And so if you're Kalen DeBoer, you sit there and go, everything you still won is right in front of you. It's just, even though it feels like crap right now, and you hear all the outside noise, you got to figure out a way to dial your guys back in.
Nick, I think it's for a team like Alabama, and DeBoer, obviously he wouldn't have got the job if he wasn't qualified. So to me, it's way too early to panic. But being the coach that he is, and we think he is, that he's shown throughout his career so far, use this as a rallying point for them, as a wake-up call, and saying, what are we going to do about it now?
Yeah.
Because and I think that Notre Dame, obviously, when you're playing a ranked team, it's a little less, the fans are a little less abusive, especially considering they just played in the national championship last year as far as that goes. So there's a lot of teams with a lot in front of them still.
And this is
everybody does.
This is a great example, and it's similar to what Nebraska went through, not on the same level or scale of success, but it's very easy beforehand when you make the hire and Nick Saban is riding out the door on his white stallion after he has an incredible dynasty. It's easy for the fan base and everybody around him and the decision makers that pony up the money and things like that for the contracts. It is easy for everybody to sit back and go, oh yeah, we'll give Kalen DeBoer time, right? Well, then you get into the heat of the moment and passion starts to seep into these conversations. And, even though you can sit there on the day he gets hired and say, okay, we understand, we acknowledge that this transition might take some time. We'll give Kalen DeBoer the appropriate amount of time. But then you get into it, and in the moment, we're sitting here and there's people. Now, granted, are they less qualified to speak on it? Sure. There's people with the opinions that they need to move on from him, or that if he loses a couple of more games, and like there's statistics out there about how it's taken him 14 games to basically lose to 4 unranked teams or whatever the case is. Like, you can always find statistics to back up either side of your case.
Right.
And so it's just, once again, like, this just goes to show that we can sit here and go, oh yeah, we'll give, coach X or quarterback Y enough ample time. But then in the heat of the moment,
that runway got real short.
Yeah. People change up and switch up who they are and how they kind of approach things.
Texas A&M goes to 18. Indiana goes from 20 to 19. Ole Miss 21 to 20. Alabama was previously 8. They dropped clear to 21. Iowa State was 22. They still remain at 22. Tennessee goes up 1 spot to 23. Texas Tech goes down 1 spot to 24. And Utah hits the top 25 after the absolute bludgeoning in UCLA.
Yeah,
that was a beatdown. Was it 42 to 10? Something like that.
It was something like that. I mean, it was bad. And
really bad.
You got to figure out what's going on if you're Deshaun Foster and Nico Yamaliava and those guys there. That was an incredible performance by Devin Dampier, the Utah quarterback. Everybody kind of wrote Kyle Whittingham off after 1 year when he kind of just lost a couple of games, and there was people that thought, okay, he's going to move right off into the sunset, and Utah's going to find a new coach. No, Kyle Whittingham just kind of is
43-10 was that score.
All trusty. He just keeps on doing his thing. But ultimately, when it's all said and done, there was a couple of interesting, scores. Indiana beat a really bad Old Dominion team. It was kind of dicey there for the first start of the game. Curt Cignetti wasn't too happy on the sidelines there. That Utah UCLA game was one that people might have been in bed because it was started at 10 p.m. Central Time, but man, oh man, fireworks from the Utah Utes, man.
They lit them up. 43-10 was that final score of that one. It was an absolute shellacking there in California. Let's hear what Matt Rule has to say, man.
Yeah, let's do this here. Because we got asked the question on the text line. Money G in Kansas says, did you guys see anything out of Dylan Raiola after game one that made you go, wow, he's definitely made a big step through the offseason? Or did you wish that you would have seen more? Let's answer that question on the other side of Matt Rule talking about his quarterback, Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, I think Dylan was excellent. I think anytime you throw the ball 42 times and we don't have a turnover, I'm going to say the quarterback played well, unless it's 42 times in a loss where you're trying to come back. I think there's maybe 3 plays he'd like back. The 4th and 2 that we didn't get. He made an aggressive check, which is, part of the game. And I think if he would have just stayed with the play, he'd be the first to tell you that. So he said that. But I love that. I love the fact that he was aggressive. Like, we want to play that way. Like 4th and 2, we put the ball in his hands. He went and got it. The play he made to Luke Lindenmeyer, where he pulled the ball and ran and then put the ball on Luke's outside shoulder and Luke dragged the guy to the 1. Too bad we didn't come away with a touchdown there, but those are big time plays. I thought you saw Dylan advance the ball in the red zone, and that was a defense. That defense, I talked about it last week. That 3-2 defense, that's what we ran at Baylor. It's a great Big 12 defense. It's so hard to go against because they're going to constantly keep everything in front of you.
Well, we can stop it there. AD, hearing that, and then obviously the question from Money G in Kansas, did you see anything from Dylan that made you go, wow, he's definitely made a big step in the offseason, or do you wish you would have seen more? Where did you kind of land after week 1?
He did what he was supposed to do. There were nothing that jumped off the paper either way, as far as that goes. He made it. I will take that back. I would say it was a slimmer, quicker Raiola because there were some runs he got with his feet that maybe he doesn't get last year. I enjoyed seeing him throw the ball away and not trying to force it in. And the thing about it, guys, he threw for 243 yards.
Yeah, it was kind of a quiet 243.
It was a very quiet but a very efficient 243. Yeah. And so last year were there things that were jumped off at us that weren't good. We can go a number of games with that, the point that you brought up, which is a fact. 13 of 11. That touchdown interception ratio. So yeah. I was pleased what I saw with him because he took what the defense gave him. He didn't try to force anything. And so, yeah, like I said, I didn't have any problems with the way he played at all, man.
I would say this, and this is not me trying to be a Debbie Downer. I think that there's all these expectations around Dylan for him to go out and be this Heisman contender or be this like prodigal next best quarterback to ever play at Nebraska. And I think what Saturday showed is hopefully Nebraska's got enough guys around him, whether that's in the conventional run game with a guy like Emmett Johnson or whether that's through the wide receivers and tight ends. You don't need Dylan Raiola to go be, to use the comparison, Patrick Mahomes.
You hope he doesn't have to be.
You don't need him to be. And I thought that there's a couple of interesting things. There were a couple of throws that I thought were a little risky in the certain situations. Nebraska was down by a field goal, or maybe they were up at this point or tied 3-3. And it was the goal line where Elijah Pritchett false started. And later on in that drive, he tried to really force a ball to Luke Lindenmeyer across the middle, and who he was blanketed by two Cincinnati defenders. And it was one where, once again, like, to not compound plays as an offense. It wasn't Dylan Raiola's fault that Elijah Pritchett committed the penalty.
Right.
But the way that Dylan Raiola can be effective in the future is then just doing his job and still finding a way to get in the end zone, not compounding a penalty then with a turnover as an offense, right? So, like, there were little things like that. I thought that Dana did a nice job. Dana Holgerson did a good job of trying to get him established into a rhythm early on. We saw it to where he was trying to feed Emmett Johnson out in the flats. We saw them try to get it out to Ja'Cory Barney in space before they really tried to extend it down the field. I didn't feel like they maybe pushed some things down the field as much as they could have in that game. But I just think that ultimately there were some things where Dylan, you don't need him to be this superhero quarterback for Nebraska. You just need him to make the right decisions in the right moments. And for the most part, I felt like he did that on Thursday.
Let me ask you this in text line. Let me ask you this too. Call us in on Allo text line 402-464-5685. If you didn't see a name behind these stats, 33 for 42, 2 touchdowns, long was 24. If you've seen no name behind it, and you've seen this individual was 33 of 42 for 243 yards, what would you think? 9 incompletions.
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
I'm thinking the dude played a good game. He took care of the offense. And you see the result was a win. You say, okay, what did the quarterback do? Well, he was 33 of 42, and they won.
And he took care of the ball.
No turnovers.
No turnovers. That's the biggest thing, right?
So to me, I think sometimes
Don't
it's
shoot
like
yourself
Nick,
in the foot.
Because the expectations for him, I think sometimes as individuals, I'm not going to say anybody else, but say as individuals, because of the expectations and because of the pomp and all the rest of that, well, the guy should be throwing over 350. Well, no, he missed 9, no turnovers, 243 yards. And the most important stat, you got the dub.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we all can. I'm not, regardless of who your team is, because I can do the same thing with my Steelers, but that's a whole nother story. It's like at the end of the day, you didn't turn the ball over. You threw for almost 300 yards, and you didn't turn the ball over. And more importantly, you won the game. It's kind of like, yeah, we got to start taking these and saying, yeah, the dude, what are we expecting of him?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think now also, I would say this, it's easier to be efficient when you have a running back that was capable of running over 100 yards.
And that's great.
And so I think it's easier to be efficient in the passing game when you're staying ahead of schedule. Like, I think that it all works. We get so infatuated with the term complementary football.
But we've missed that so long at Nebraska.
100%. And you're right about that. I think, though, that one thing that Nebraska did really well for the most part on Thursday was they stayed either on schedule or ahead of schedule. And a big reason why is they didn't have many penalties offensively. What was it? 3 penalties as a team the entire game. So they stayed pretty clean in the procedure department. And so I felt like Nebraska, for the most part, was able to either stay on schedule where it was, 2nd and 5 or closer, or even ahead of schedule. And they got themselves into some favorable 2nd and 3rd down plays to where that opens up a lot of things for in the running game and in the passing game. Now, I would say this, AD, once the film is out and once the opponents become more formidable and you're facing off against Big Ten competition, do we see it become more difficult for Nebraska to move the football? And the reason I say this is because if somebody can take Emmett Johnson or can be better tackling in space, that was one area that I thought Nebraska didn't do great at, was breaking tackles. I thought Emmett Johnson, when he ran physical, and I thought he
broke
ran
a
tough.
lot. He broke a lot of tackles.
I thought that there were plays where when he ran and Nebraska had the run block out, it was situation to where like he had that one big one where he got like 8 or 9 additional yards because he just kept churning the legs. But the ability to make guys miss in space, that is where I want to see Nebraska maybe improve a little bit more, because then you can throw some of those underneath routes, and instead of getting tackled by the first or second guy, you can make a couple of guys miss, and that's where you can get some explosive plays.
I think we'll all have a better assessment going into the Michigan game, because you'll have 3 games under your belt, 3 very different teams. And to what you'll know, you'll have enough tape as well on Michigan, because they're going to get a lot of good tape against Oklahoma this weekend to see what the schematically, personnel, et cetera, is going to be. So to me, that first game, it like I said, I would have liked to put our foot on the throat. However, we won the game. I'm pleased with it.
Yeah.
He performed. You look at one of the texters mentioned that. It's a great point. You compare his stats to all the other quarterbacks, the top 25. He holds his own with all of them, and 0 turnovers, and you win the game. So, but again, we'll get a better assessment after these next 2, and we're definitely going to get a good assessment after Michigan.
And that's the other part, is when you look at Dylan and you look at his game-by-game log last year, like this is where over the course of a larger sample size, we're going to be able to see how much he's improved from 2024 Dylan to, 2025, because you look at last year and he started very similar to where the game logs in 2024, UTEP, there were very similar. Had 8 incompletions, 19 of 27, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Then game 2 against Colorado, efficient again, 23 of 30 for a touchdown, no picks. It was in the Northern Illinois game. So once again, quite efficient, 17 of 23 for 2 touchdowns and a pick. That is where the interceptions became a problem. He started to have, ever since the UNI game, there was, he started in the UNI game, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the next 8 games, he would have 1 or more interceptions.
And you know what? I would say too on that, Nick, and you mentioned this earlier that you'd agreed. I would say probably at least 4 of those picks you could put on the receiver, but at the end of the day, it's on the quarterback because he threw it.
Yeah.
But some of those were just were just very poor effort on some of those by some of the receivers.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, it's still a pick, and that's the bottom line.
It's still an interception, and it's a turnover, most importantly. So maybe we can have this conversation in the scope of growth of the offense.
Yeah, I like that.
To where we're going to learn a lot about just the offense and how they've improved, whether it's been at the skill position, running game, passing game, holding on to the football over the next couple of weeks, because this is through 1 week. This is how Dylan started last year. So how can he continue this play? I'm not saying once
does he
again,
stay consistent?
it doesn't need to be perfect,
Right.
but allow there to be larger margins for error,
Right.
by doing it over a larger body of work.
Yes, and you know what? I hope, and it's yet to be determined, as quarterbacks and running backs in particular as well. You look at it in basketball too. Understand the value of possession. Really understand the value of possession, how those things hurt you later on. So like you said, maybe some of those passes last year, there were maybe even 50-50 balls. You throw it away to where it's not even an option for somebody else to get it. And you hope with maturity and reps, we'll see that as well. Money G in Kansas, great point. He goes, I agree with both of you. We definitely have high expectations for Dylan. With him making $3 million, it just puts even more expectation for Musker fans. Is that fair? Not I'm not one to say GBR. Money G in Kansas. I totally agree with you. When you start seeing the dollar signs, etc., if we're human and we're honest, we would say, well, if this person's making this much, they should be doing X, Y, Z. And you know what? That's human nature. So, Money G, I agree with you on that. So, hopefully that equates to less turnovers. Like I said, the money factor, that's with, a lot of guys in there. But to your point, our expectations want more. When you pay for something, you're expecting a certain performance product.
Here's the thing. I mean, this is the perfect way to kind of summarize it all before we get to break. Is last year Nebraska averaged about 6.5 penalties per game. 6.5 penalties per game. They had 3 against Cincinnati. Turnovers, they averaged a turnover and a half per game. They had 0 against Cincinnati. It doesn't have to be zeros at the end of the day. It doesn't have to be zeros every single time. It doesn't have to be less than 3 penalties in a game.
Sure helps.
But if from a consistency standpoint, if at the end of the year we can look back and say, okay, you know what? The average was Nebraska committed half of a turnover per game, and Nebraska committed 3.5 penalties per game on average. Guess what? Then you have tangible statistics that you can point to and look at and say, yeah, you know what? Nebraska got better from 2024 to 2025 as a team. And when they do that, chances are a large part of your roster, especially your quarterback, we're going to be able to look at and say, yeah, you know what? He might not have jumped off the page. He might not be a Heisman contender. He might not be the first overall pick in the draft in 2 years, but he got the job done, and Nebraska won a lot of games.
Absolutely. DF, Renew got a good setup, and this shows the complementary ball. 54% passing, 46% rushing plays, and DF, you're spot on with that. And the thing about, like you mentioned, when you get a team that tackles better in space, that is quicker to close gaps with a team like Michigan most likely will be in the rest of the Big Ten as far as that goes. You'll see a lot more what Nebraska is or isn't as far as that goes. But those numbers so far are definitely pleasing, especially to get that first game dub. Folks, when we come back, we'll have some more Matt. Go ahead, Nick.
No, I was going to tell the folks about the Credible Mind. The Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department has launched Credible Mind, a free confidential online platform to support your mental well-being. You can find it anytime at myhealthymind.crediblemindcom. Here's why it matters. An overdose can happen right in front of you, and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, or even unresponsiveness. These signs can all be deadly, and they might be right in front of you. At Credible Mind, you'll find tools, resources, and guidance to be ready before it happens. Take charge of your well-being and help protect those around you. Once again, Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department, Credible Mind, myhealthymind.crediblemindcom.
Unknown Texture 9531. I was much more disappointed in the run defense. Yes, Sorsby showed some things that we definitely got to correct and work on in particular. So speaking of defense, kind of cool get my big bro, Broderick Thomas.
Yeah.
Before your time, it will send me some scriptures of the morning, man. So the Sandman, big shout out to Broderick Thomas, the Sandman. Miss and love that brother. Folks, when we come back, some more clips from Coach Rule. I also want to discuss, too, a little bit about Chapel Hill. Man, because that was a bludgeoning. And it looked so good to start off.
It did.
And then we got
so exciting right off the bat.
And then it resorted to, this is bad.
Yeah. And then it was, oh, no.
Oh, no.
This game might get over too late. Jordan might need to go to bed.
You wrong.
That's been my favorite. Now, granted, I haven't been big in like the make fun of Bill for like the age gap and stuff, but that was one of the funniest things to see on Twitter repeatedly last night. Just like, oh, did Jordan leave? Might be bedtime.
Oh man, when you got a dog running the soundboard, you know the game's out of hand.
Yeah, that's also disrespectful. Indirectly disrespectful. You got Kirk Herbstreit's dog putting on the headset, and you just hear the on national TV last night. You know the game's out of hand.
The producer was like, hey, find something, find anything. Get your dog on the mic.
Yeah, he was like, all right, Peter, here's your spotting boards. Here's the clicker that you can use.
We'll be back with some more clips. It's The Drive.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krikak of State Farm Insurance.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
I can't believe I just scratched that card. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we're back on this terrific Tuesday. I was just outside, standing in O Street, drinking coffee. It is absolutely gorgeous. A stark contrast when compared to yesterday morning when it looked like we were in Seattle. Most of the day yesterday came down quite a bit of rain. Folks out in Ithaca, Waverly, not Waverly, but Wahoo area. I know they got quite a bit of rain in those areas. So
it just wasn't stopping.
No, it was not stopping at all. It was coming down pretty hard. So hopefully everybody out there in Ithaca and Wahoo area, surrounded areas, not too much. Hopefully it stayed where it's supposed to stay. They were talking about it was normally like 4 to 5 feet, was up to like 16 to 17.
Ooh.
Maybe last night up to maybe 20. So if you're from that area, let us know, what is the water looking like in Ithaca, Wahoo area. Hopefully no damage to crops and property, etc. And from hearing from the locals on the news and looking online, I said that the rain they got the past couple of days pales in comparison to what got last year. So that is definitely good news to hear. Nick, let's hop back into what Rule's got to say on a few of the points, man.
Let's do it here. So here's the impression of special teams. Here's what Matt Rule had to say regarding the special teams.
Yeah, well, again, I don't want to go for all the negative narratives. I'm not going to go for all the positive ones because people keep saying that, but I wasn't completely happy with the special teams. Like, we kicked the ball out of bounds. The opening kickoff went out to the 27. So there were some good things, but like Eck was got on the guys yesterday, and as he should. Like, we had chances for touchdowns. Like, first kickoff return should have been a touchdown. You watch the one block punt we go after. We have 3 guys go after it, untouched, and we don't block it. So, for us to be the team that we would like to be, we're going to have to take advantage of the opportunities we get. And so I thought they were good. The special teams were good. They just weren't at the level. I mean, we didn't make any game-breaking plays, and we have really good players. And I want our players to go make plays, and I want them to line up. I don't want them to be cautious. I don't want them to worry about what if. I want them to live in a world of what is. And the what is, hey, go make the play. And so Eck Eck shared that yesterday, and I shared it again too. Like we give you a job to do. I want you to go out and do it and attack. I think Jacory made the first guy miss every time. Yet we didn't have a ton of return yards because it was like the second guy, and so things that missed assignment here. So it can be way better.
We'll stop it there. That is one thing that I will say. AD is I felt like Nebraska, from the process standpoint of snap, hold, and obviously the kick on field goals was pretty good. I was really disappointed that the kickoff went out of bounds.
Yeah.
And they ended up changing kickers at that point as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then on top of that, I wasn't too encouraged by the return game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Nebraska fielded them cleanly, right? They didn't turn it over, didn't fumble, didn't muff a punt. It wasn't that. But I wasn't too encouraged by the return game because Nebraska wasn't able to get a whole lot of yards there on the returns.
Nick, you know what I like that he said what it is? Back in the day, like in the 70s and 80s, if you're old school, I know DP would know this, but a lot of the old school brothers would say what it is, what it looked like, what it shall be in the future. But, Matt being from the East Coast, you never know. He might have had somebody, what it is, what it looked like. But you know what, Nick? The thing that I enjoyed hearing him say was like, I was not pleased. And Eckler, you could see the fire that he had on the sideline. I'm glad he got on those guys because we all know there were times in the past, and again, not throwing any of the coaches under the bus, just simply calling it what it is. We were not very good in special teams. Yeah, what it is, what it looked like, what it shall be in the future. So I was glad to hear that part of it. And because, Nick, like you mentioned, you want to see some. Now, granted, they were fielding the ball, which is the most important.
Yeah,
but
right.
You would like to see some advances, further than 5 or 6 yards.
And there were no moments where Jacory fielded it inside the 10 and didn't let it go in the end zone, right? Like there was no boneheaded mistakes. And this is where, once again, we say at the beginning of the year, okay, this is what we hope for. And then when we get it as consumers and as fans of the sport, we get frustrated because it's not enough, right? We have to be cautious of what we say, because remember what we wanted as fans, and this is not what the staff wanted. Just don't be the reason Nebraska loses games.
Nick, I'm telling you, man, we need to go back and clip that from when you said that a couple months ago. Don't be the reason why you lose a game.
Mm-hmm.
And for so long, we've seen just gaffes that you just can't see on special teams. So it was good for him to say, there's some things we need to work on. And they do.
Yes. Speaking of a couple of things they need to work on, running back room. Here is, this was probably for me the most telling conversation and angle of the press conference yesterday was the running back situations.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Rhule did not really hold back. And as I can't remember which quote it was. There's a couple of them here where he got asked follow-up questions about the running back. So let me say this before we hear from Matt Rhule. Matt Rhule is very much a let the coordinators make a lot of the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
He can have the over, the end of the day, this is, it's Matt Rhule's team. He's going to have some say in it. But if John Butler says this personnel needs to be out there or this guy needs to play the bulk of the snaps, he's going to allow that to be the case. Same with running back. Dana Holgorsen, we found out yesterday, said, hey, we need to keep riding with Emmett Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
We don't worry about Mekhi Nelson, Quentin Ives, and Isaiah Mosey this time. There was some transparency that was kind of brought to light yesterday in the press conference. Here's Matt Rhule talking about the expectations of the running back core in week 2.
I mean, there's no running back discussion for me. We have backup running backs. We have a starting running back. We have backups. If the starting guy got really hot in the way the game went, we had these long drives. I think they're the backups. And when, if he needs a blow, we're going to put them in, but he's the guy right now. I'm just looking for them to have another good week of practice. They had earned the right to play more. We just got in the game and the coaches decided not to play them. Tough. I looked at them both. I said, bide your time. Your time's coming. But sometimes that happens, you know what I mean? So, but it's nothing about them. It's just that like Emmett was out there and Emmett just looked like he was on a different, like I showed our guys, the great things we did in the game. And I wish we would have just made one more play was, 7 minutes on the clock. They just scored to make it a 3-point game. And we ran off 5 minutes off the clock and we did it in an aggressive manner, but Emmett ran the ball, caught a ball in the flat where he gets knifed. Most guys would drop that ball or fumble. He doesn't. Then he runs the ball on third down. I mean, he was just in a zone. And I felt like, or Dana felt like, hey, we're going to keep him in there. So did EJ. It's hard to do that the whole year long. That was a must-win game, and the game got closer than you probably wanted it to. It felt like it was going to go one way, and then it didn't. credit to Cincinnati. And as I said to our guys, this is Power 4 football. Everyone has to get adjusted to, like, they have $20.5 million to pay their players. You know what I'm saying? Like the days of old are over. Like Power 4 teams all have every team has $20.5 million to spend on their athletes. So they're going to have good guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're all just going to, like, the last couple of years, some like the really good players on teams like that would just leave for money at NIL money. But now you can pay them. Like, you're going to face a lot of good players. So they came roaring back. And I think this, if I'm being honest, I think it's probably what was good for our team. Like, to have that kind of a game. Like, we had to play 60 minutes and we had to look at ourselves and see what we didn't do well, kind of questions you asked, and try to fix them. But, yeah, so I just think Emmett was hot, you know. But I'm just going to tell you, I think when Mosey gets out there, he's going to do big things. I know Makai's going to do big things. I'm excited for them. It didn't work out the first game. We'll hopefully get him in this game.
So there's that. I thought that was really telling because it was obvious then later in the presser as well that he wanted to play. He wanted to see Makai and Isaiah Mosey a little bit more. And it just didn't work out because Dana felt like they needed to ride with Emmett Johnson, which is something that we've been saying for a long time, is if you find a running back that's giving you, you know, consistent output, stick with it.
In football, Nick, I couldn't agree with you more. In basketball, it's the same thing. If a guy or gal's got a hot hand, you don't say, hey, well, because this person hasn't touched the ball enough, no, you stick with the hot hand. And and like I said yesterday, that's a game by game thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a quarter by quarter. I can hear times to where when Coach Osborne would call a play in a particular pass play, if Abdul had that kind of hot hand as far as the route, he'd say Abdul, or he'd say Dixon. You go with the flow of the game. Who's kind of have that? Who's kind of on that groove right there in that flow, and that's what you go with. Because if you're making, and it shows. I was glad to hear Rule say this too. And any coach, like you mentioned, the days of promising a kid XY snap, those days are done.
Yeah.
You stick with the person who's producing, and that's at any position as far as that goes. So, like I said, it was this, you know what? And who knows? It could be Makai later on.
Yeah.
We just don't know that. But I liked at least that he just simply said, you know, those old days are done with.
That is one thing I will also say is we say all that to then also add in the fact that if you're Makai and you are Isaiah Mosey, you can't be discouraged because there's still carries for the taking, because Matt Rule just said it himself that volume of touches is not realistic long-term for Emmett Johnson.
It's not.
So
32 touches total is not realistic.
There are touches for the taking.
Absolutely.
Like there's action for the taking. And then on the flip side of that, if you're Emmett Johnson, you can't have this mentality of I've arrived, I'm here, because it's got to be complacency builds laziness.
Mm-hmm.
And if Nebraska then eventually gets to a point to where Emmett's not able to tote the rock 15 times in a game, that's when you're looking around going, okay, now we're back to needing somebody to step up in the running back room.
Nick, my dad would always tell us, we would say this to me at times. I remember my dad didn't say a whole lot when it came to sports. I mean, obviously he wasn't one of those parents, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Yeah. But he would say, you're going to pout or you're going to be prepared. You're going to pout or you can be prepared. And that's exactly what those guys got to do. In any perfect example, Nick, me and you both know every play you're a play away from being done for the year.
Yeah.
Look at Bonner.
Yeah.
A routine route, you know, took a hit a certain way. Now Carter, and he mentioned that Carter's going to have to step up. There's plenty of opportunities for Carter now. So you got to be prepared. Are you going to pout or are you going to be prepared?
You talk about a room that looks dramatically different and has a different feel about it, is that tight end room, to where eventually now Janiron Bonner did a lot of different things. He lined up in a lot of
he was
areas,
a utility knife, man.
But I would also add that tight end room now, it was an area of promise, I think, to where it was, you had Mac Markway and Luke Lindenmeyer and Heinrich Harburg and Carter Nelson. Now that number is shrunk to where it is, you're going to need, obviously Luke Lindenmeyer did what he did on Thursday and is being rightfully talked about, and he's the dude in that room. But then behind him, opportunities for Carter. There's opportunities for Heinrich as well. We didn't see Heinrich that often on Thursday, other than when they lined him up under center to sneak it. And maybe that's the avenue that they see Heinrich Harburg being for Nebraska. And if so, that's fine. But also, you might need some other guys to step up in just the pass catching game.
Thinking like about Nebraska's offense this year, it's like and going to each game, you bring your toolbox. and you bring the tool that's going to be right for the job. And I think we're going to see that a lot with Nebraska football this year, man. And any good team. And when you have utility knives players like a Harburg and like a Carter, different games call for different tools. So we'll see what happens with that.
Excuse me.
Absolutely.
The Lincoln-Lancaster County Health Department, excuse me, I swallowed wrong. Lincoln-Lancaster County Health Department has launched Credible Mind, a new online mental well-being platform. It's free, confidential, and available 24/7 at myhealthymind.crediblemindcom. myhealthymind.crediblemindcom.
Folks, Nick is going to get his breath together over there. That hates when you go down the wrong tube, man. I've been there.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're here.
Folks, when we come back, we got a little history to discuss.
I had to limp through that.
And, man, a whole week of talking this weekend's matchups as well. Stick with us. It's a drive. 937 Ticket.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's. I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers, crinkle-cut fries with Texas toast. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Feeling off lately? Struggling with your mental well-being can make everyday life harder, and it can also increase the risk of substance use. Early support can make a big difference. Visit myhealthymind.crediblemindcom and take the free mental health check-in assessment. In just a few minutes, you'll get non-judgmental feedback, local resources, and next steps to help you feel more in control and supported. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Join LES at 6 p.m. Thursday, October 9th at the LES Operations Center to learn about the utilities' proposed 2026 budget and electric rates, and share your input at the annual public meeting. Learn more at les.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick. We had a great week 1 high school football matchup when Lincoln North Star got the 14-10 win over Lincoln Southwest, but now it's time to turn our attention to one of the best rivalries in Nebraska. This Friday at 7 p.m., join Jay Foreman and I for Lincoln Southwest versus Lincoln Southeast. Southeast is coming in off of a dominating 30-0 win versus Grand Island in week 1, while the Silverhawks look to get their first win of the 2025 season. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Seacrest Field, with pregame coverage beginning at 6:45. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night for Lincoln Southeast versus Lincoln Southwest, right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day with light winds and a high near 76. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, low around 60. And tomorrow, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly sunny and breezy with a high near 74. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through August at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 1.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by 6.2% interest fixed for up to another 36 months. When planning for this year's harvest, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your Landmark implement today and check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Gannett Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gannett Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gannett Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GannettTrucking.com.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. We are back. Last segment, show always goes fast. Nick, appreciate all you riding with us this morning. A lot of great conversation. We talked top 25 and what that's most likely going to look like tomorrow. We'll discuss that as well. And you never know. There could always be surprises. You know what? And the thing about it, Nick, early break was talking about this a few weeks ago, and I think it was good conversation in that. How many coaches are actually can rate another team with so much minimal film?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You think about roll. Okay, like you said, they got home like at 4 a.m. Friday.
Yeah, I found out they flew back.
Oh, they flew back.
So they let us know that they bussed down. Nebraska did,
but in order to get back quicker,
and then they flew back and got home about 4 a.m. 3:34.
So it was still late. So basically it took a 30-minute flight compared to a 2.5-hour drive, 3-hour drive, give or take on buses and that traffic.
Still got probably at home at the same time.
Yeah. So that top 25 will look, definitely same time as you. That top 25 will look interesting. But I just thought that was interesting because it was a very good point in that how much film do you really see on these guys, man, to be able to vote. But that's the system we have. That's the system we stick with and what we got as far as that goes. Tomorrow, I know that this is at 11:30 today, the coordinators speak?
Yep.
So 11th, are you going down to that today?
I cannot today.
Not today. So the coordinators speak.
Austin will be down there.
Austin will be down there holding it down. Appreciate Austin Orman. I'm sure he'll have some information for you on the Foreman and Orman show at 3 o'clock. I know AC, of course, will be talking more Husker sports after us. So we'll have a lot more of that for you tomorrow. NFL kicks off, I believe,
Thursday
night. So
Thursday is Cowboys Eagles.
2 more sleeps. That's going to be an interesting game too.
Yeah.
2 more sleeps until NFL starts. So we'll discuss that, break our teams down. Nick, I want to hear what you think about your Detroit Lions tomorrow. I'll tell you about my Steelers. And if hopefully Aaron Rodgers is there, not in the cave someplace, we'll discuss that as well. Folks, the 80 attitude adjustment is this. As I was walking this morning, I was thinking, what are some things that you're going to say no more to? No more waiting, no more procrastinating. Some projects I'm going to get rolling, some things I'm going to do, because there is 121 days left of this year. 121 left.
That's crazy.
So whatever that thing is, simply say no more. I don't know what it is for you. I know I got some things for me to say no more. I'm going to finish this year out strong. Folks, thanks for riding with us, Nick. It's been a great show, man.
As always, my friend.
Absolutely. Folks, stay tuned. Adam Kirker's coming up next. Stay tuned into the Ticket all day long. Talk to you tomorrow.
Feeling off lately? Struggling with your mental well-being can make everyday life harder, and it can also increase the risk of substance use. Early support can make a big difference. Visit myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com and take the free mental health check-in assessment. In just a few minutes, you'll get non-judgmental feedback, local resources, and next steps to help you feel more in control and supported. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Join LES at 6 p.m. Thursday, October 9th at the LES Operations Center to learn about the utilities' proposed 2026 budget and electric rates, and share your input at the annual public meeting. Learn more at les.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at HuskerFanTravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at HuskerFanTravel.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, where your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly